Oh, I got another thumbs up. Yay. Okay, good. Wonderful. All right, friends. Let's get started on our backs today. How about that? Great place to start. So you can draw the bottoms of your feet together. Allow your knees to come out to the side. You can bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. You can find full Shavasana if you'd like to. If lying flat on your back is not comfortable, you can sit in a chair or bend those knees. Sometimes that makes it more comfortable. And then once you make your way to your back, feel free to make any movements you'd like to. You can come into an early happy baby if you'd like to. You can draw your knees in towards your chest, rock those knees side to side. Any kind of movements here just to sort of settle in. Check out the physical body. Check out the space you're practicing in. And we'll just take a couple of minutes here to begin to settle ourselves. You're welcome to keep your video feed on. If you'd prefer to turn your video feed off, you're welcome to do that as well. If you're new to the Zoom yoga, you'll want to turn on speaker view to make my practice bigger. It'll be a little bit easier to follow along. Wonderful. Elaine is here, Mary's here. Excellent. We got a Gmo. Excellent. Gmo, is it your birthday?
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Gmo. Yay. Practicing with us on her birthday. Yay, everyone. All right, as we continue to settle in here, again, you can feel free to make some physical movements or find some stillness. And then in your own time, when you are ready, begin to come into your breath. We'll find some full, big, expansive inhales. And some releasing exhales. Each breath in, allow your rib cage to expand through the front, the back, and the sides. And then with each exhale, release a little bit more tension. Again, you can maintain this posture in stillness or find a little bit of movement. That's up to you. And we'll take 5 more big breaths. One more full breath. When you feel ready, gently bend those knees, place those feet flat on the floor, and then you can gently draw your knees in towards your chest, wrapping your forearms around your shins. Give yourself a big hug here. Just take notice in this posture how the physical body feels. And then when you're ready, you can begin to rock long way on your spine, coming up to a seated position, legs loosely crossed in front of you. If you'd like to shift to sit on something, you can certainly shift something under your glutes if you'd like to. And then a butterfly position or legs loosely crossed, whatever feels better for you. Torso is nice and tall. The crown of the head reaches up towards the sky here. Allow your shoulder blades to settle. And then from here, inhale those arms overhead. Press your palms together. You can gaze up. Exhale to draw thumbs to heart center. Twice more. Inhale, reach all the way up. Press your palms together. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. Once more. Inhale, reach up, press palms. Exhaling, thumbs to heart center. Good. This time we'll inhale, arms up. We'll exhale a gentle twist over to the right. Place your right hand on your right hip, left hand on your right thigh. Torso stays nice and tall. Continue to reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Big breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center, press palms overhead. Exhale, gentle twist to the left, left hand to left hip, right hand onto that left knee. Chest stays nice and tall, full inhales. Full exhales. And then we'll inhale back to center, press those palms overhead. Exhale, thumbs through heart center. Good, you can place your hands on your thighs here. We'll do a few rounds of seated cat-cow. Your inhale, shoulders roll back, chest comes forward. You're welcome to gaze up if you'd like to. And then on your exhale, roll your shoulders forward, tuck in your belly. You can look down. Inhale, shoulders roll back, chest rolls forward. You can gaze up. Exhaling to roll those shoulders forward, tuck in your belly. One more time, inhale, roll the shoulders back, chest comes forward. You can gaze up. And then we'll exhale around the upper back, tuck in the tailbone, look down at your legs. Come on back to our neutral spine here. If you need to make any shoulder rolls forward and backwards, you can, and then we'll make our way over to a tabletop position when you are ready. As we set ourselves up here in this first tabletop, make sure that your shoulder steps over your wrists, spread your fingers wide, your toes can be tucked or untucked. And then from here, we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhaling to push the mat away. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts, preparing the spine. Exhaling to push the mat away. One more time, inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze, lift your tailbone. Exhale to push the mat away. Inhale ourselves back to a neutral spine here. Tuck those toes under if they're not already tucked, and then we're gonna raise those knees a few inches off the ground. Shoulders stay stacked over those wrists. Fire up your belly. Inhale. Exhale, back down to tabletop. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, tabletop. One more time. Inhale, the knees hover. And then we'll exhale to tabletop. And then we'll set those knees about 5 inches behind those hips here. Shoulders stack over those wrists. Toes are tucked. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet, my friends. You can make as many movements as you'd like to here, or you can find stillness, whatever you need. We'll take 3 breaths. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to send those hips up, take our baby steps towards the top of the mat here, finding ourselves in a forward fold when you're ready. A little bend in those knees if you need to. And then on your inhale, bring hands to shins, come up halfway, find a flat back. Exhale to fold down. Twice more just like that. Hands come to shins, inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to fold. One more time, hands to shins, inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Root down to rise up, press through both feet. That torso comes all the way up to standing, and then we'll reach those arms overhead, press those palms together, inhale. Exhale, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, I'll face you here. We're gonna do a few standing crescents here. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. So continue to press through both feet here. You can press your left hip away as you reach over to the right. Inhales and exhales. Inhale ourselves back to center. You can gaze up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Full breaths in, press through both feet. Full breath out. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. You're welcome to gaze up. We'll exhale, fold forward over those legs. Bringing those hands to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. And then as you exhale, plant your hands firmly and step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. Flex your foot and square your hips. Exhale to step that right foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Let's get our low leg lunge on this side. So that right knee is stacked on top of that right ankle. Right toes point forward. Make sure that your left knee is behind your left hip to get that hip flexor stretch here. Hips are as square as we can find them. Shoulders over hips. Arms reach up. Let's take 2 breaths. 1 more breath. And then we'll stay here for our inhale. Our exhale takes us to our twist. Left hand down, right fingers to the sky. Torso twists here. Full breath in. Full breath out. 1 more inhale. And then we'll exhale to frame that front foot, lift your back knee, and then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale your left leg towards the sky. Flex your foot, square off your hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward. Drop that back knee down. Low leg lunge on this side. Checking our same alignment here, everybody. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle. Make sure your right knee is behind your right hip. Square those hips off. Melt your shoulder blades down. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhaling here. And exhale. And then we've got 1 more big breath. Exhale, right hand comes down, left fingers to the sky, enjoying our twist here. Full inhale. Full exhale. Inhaling here for this point. And then we'll exhale to frame that front foot, lift that back knee, and then take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Finding a full breath in here. And a full breath out. Inhale forward to a high plank. We're gonna take those knees to a hover. Shoulders stay over wrists. Take a full breath in. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees hover, fire up your belly. Exhale, high plank. 1 more time, inhale, knees hover. Exhale all the way to downward facing dog this time, everybody. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps to the top of the mat. Getting our forward fold once you get here. Little bend in those knees, my friends, if you need it. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. We'll do this 1 time. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Press firmly through both feet. We'll extend those arms overhead. Once you arrive, find an inhale. And then exhale as thumbs draw through heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. We're gonna do another side bend series, but we're gonna mix up what our arms are doing here. So as we inhale, press your palms together overhead. And then as we exhale, we're gonna interlace the hands behind the head here so your elbows are super wide. We're not here, we wanna be open. Chest is open. Root down through both feet, little bend in the knees if you need it. And then find a breath in. Exhale, take that right elbow down towards the floor on the right side. Press your head into your hands, hands into your head. Inhale here. And exhale. And then inhale, center, head into hands. Exhale, take it to the left. Big breath in. Full breath out. We'll inhale ourselves back to center. You can reach those arms overhead, press your palms. And then we'll exhale to fold forward over those legs. Bringing hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. And then we'll exhale, plant those hands firmly and take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Let's find a big breath here. And a big breath out. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, get your square hips, flex your foot. And then we'll exhale to step it forward. Keep your back knee lifted, everybody. Full-size crescent lunge on this side. So that right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Right toes point forward. Square off those hips. Settle into this lunge, everybody. Shoulder blades are down. Inhales. And exhales. Take another breath in. And a breath out. We're going to stay really strong in those legs, everybody. We'll interlace those hands behind the head. We just did this here. Press your head into your hands, hands into your head. And then when you're ready, we're going to take that right elbow towards the floor on the right side. Stay strong in those legs. Nice left side body stretch here. Big breath in. Full breath out. And then bring ourselves back to center. Reach those arms up overhead. Finding an exhale to frame that front foot and taking ourselves back to downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Full exhale. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling. Square your hips, flex your foot. Exhale to step that foot forward. Back knee stays lifted. Crescent lunge on this side. Left knee's on top of that left ankle. Square those hips, everybody. Melt those shoulder blades down, fingertips reach up to start. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more round of breath, stay here. And then we're interlacing the hands behind the head. Press your head into your hands, hands into your head, find a breath in. Exhale, left elbow towards the floor. Stay in that lunge. Full inhales. Full exhale. Let's inhale ourselves back to center, reach those arms overhead. And then we'll exhale to frame that front foot, take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. And a breath out. Let's send those hips a little higher here. Take our baby steps again to the top of the mat. Forward fold once you get here. Bringing hands to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing when you're ready. Root down to rise up. Palms pressed together overhead. Once you arrive, you can gaze up. And exhale, draws thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, let's switch it up. Bring those feet all the way together. Thighs together, knees together, feet together, hips back and down for chair pose. So as you look down, you should be able to see your toes here. You are welcome always to keep hands on hips if you would like to. You can always draw thumbs to heart center if you'd like to do that, or you can reach those arms all the way up. Big breaths. One more breath, everybody. And then as we inhale here, we're going to stand all the way up, press your palms together. You can back bend a little bit. Exhale to fold forward over those legs. Let's separate those feet to hip distance again. Point your toes forward. And then as we work into this forward fold here, you can grab opposite elbows if you want to. You can grab onto your big toes. I don't want those hands hanging nowhere. So we grab here or we grab here. And then your head is heavy, shoulders are heavy. 3 breaths into those hamstrings. One more breath here. And then unhook those hands wherever they are. Bring your hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands firmly. We'll take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a breath out. Let's inhale forward to a high plank, everybody. Knees to a hover. Find a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, high plank.
Get that core fired up, everybody. One more time, knees hover. And then we'll exhale to downward facing dog. Big inhale here. Full exhale. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling with those nice square hips. Exhale to step it forward, coming up into our crescent lunge again. We've been here before. We'll just transition through this pose, checking our alignment first. Find a breath in. And then when you're ready, that back heel pivots down, we open up to warrior two. Good, so that right knee stays stacked on top of that right ankle here. Sink into this right thigh. Press firmly through that left leg as well, and then shoulders are over hips. Find your breath. Let's take one more inhale here. Stay deep in those legs, everybody. Flip your right palm, reach your right fingers behind you, revolve. Big inhale. Full exhale. And then we'll inhale ourselves back to center. We're going to straighten that right knee and then point all 10 toes towards the left side of the mat here. Coming into our first, I'm going to move over here, first wide-legged forward fold. So your toes are in slightly, your heels are out a bit here. Hands on hips for this one to start. Roll your shoulders back, chest up. Inhale. Exhale to come halfway down. So your hip, knee, and ankle are all stacked in a line. And then you're welcome to bring your hands down. If you need a prop underneath those hands, you can put something under your hands. Otherwise, hands are on the ground. You can also grab onto your toes if you want to go for that. Or you can bring your forearms down if you want to go there. Let's take 3 breaths. One more breath, everybody. Inhale. And exhale. Planting those hands firmly. We'll find a halfway lift here so we have a flat back. And then when you're ready, we'll make our way to frame our right foot, squaring off the torso and the hips. And then when you find an exhale, step yourself back to downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. We'll take 2 breaths here. One more breath. And then on your next inhale, left leg towards the ceiling with square hips. As we exhale, we'll step it forward here, coming up into our crescent lunge as our transition. Check alignment. Super strong legs, everybody. Find your breaths in and out. When you're ready, we'll pivot that right heel down, opening up to warrior two on the left side here. So that left knee stacks on top of that left ankle, left toes point forward. Square off your hips, shoulders are over hips, arms reach forward and backward. 2 big breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to flip that left palm, reach those left fingers behind us, revolved warrior. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale ourselves back to warrior two, torsos up. And then we'll straighten that left knee, point all 10 toes towards the right side of the mat. Coming into our second wide-legged forward fold. I'm just going to face you here. So again, toes are in, heels are out. Options here. You can keep your hands on your hips and we'll take that forward fold like we did before. Or this time you can interlace your hands behind your back if you want to go there. Both options are fantastic. Everybody's shoulders roll back, chest rolls up. Everybody comes halfway down first to check alignment. And then if your hands are on your hips, you can bring your hands down again. If your hands are on your lower back interlaced, you can keep them there or start to work those hands away. 3 breaths. And then we'll place those hands under the face, finding a halfway lift. And then from here, we're gonna bring hands to hips, my friends, and bring that torso all the way back up. Yes, good. We got one round of goddess pose today. So draw those heels in, toes out, and then we're gonna sit. So, goddess pose options for today. Lots of options. Knees point the same direction as those toes. Hips are nice and low. Shoulders over those hips. You can stay here. You can also come into full goddess. So your elbows will be bent. Fingertips reach up. And if you're feeling like a little bit of dynamic movement, you'll interlace those hands behind your head like we did earlier. Find a full breath in. Exhale, elbow towards thigh. Inhale, center. This is an option. You can stay stationary if you want to. Exhale, elbow towards thigh, other side. We'll go 2 more each way, my friends, if you're headed with this movement here. Exhales, take elbows towards thigh. Inhales, bring us to center. Exhale, side bend. One more time. If you're stationary, stay where you are. And then everybody's back to center. Arms and legs are super straight. Reach up, you can gaze up. And then we'll exhale, hands to hips. You can scoot those feet in. You'll make your way to your left foot. I'm gonna go back to the top of my mat over here. We're back to our standing posture. Yes. Inhale, palms press. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant those hands firmly. Take yourself back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we're going to inhale those knees all the way down. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. We're going to take 5 breaths. Two more big breaths, everybody. Whenever you're ready, you're welcome to transition through tabletop if you would like to. Set yourself up from there. And then everybody heads, when you're ready, to downward facing dog. Full inhales. Full exhales. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale, step that right foot forward, pop up onto those fingertips. We're gonna do the hamstring stretch on this right side. Now, if you need to, you're welcome to drop your back knee down and then straighten that front leg. If you would like to stay up, you'll keep that back knee lifted and then straighten your right leg. So both options are great. We're just gonna do the hamstring stretch. So there's not a transition that you have to worry about. So back knee down or up, your choice. And then either position, think about squaring off your hips here. So send your outer right butt cheek behind you to square your hips off. Send your breath into your right hamstring here. And think about, even if it's not physically possible, think about taking your forehead to your shin. Let's find 2 more breaths, everybody. One more breath. Go, we'll carefully make our way forward, so bending into that right knee. If that back knee is down, lift that back knee off the mat. Plant those hands firmly and then step yourself back to downward facing dog. Let's find an inhale here. And an exhale. Then we'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step it forward, pop up onto those fingertips, and then we'll get ourselves set up for the hamstring stretch on this side. So again, you can drop your back knee down and then straighten if you want to, or you can keep that back knee elevated and come into the hamstring stretch that way. Your choice, they're both fantastic. Whatever you need today, send your breath into your left hamstring. Regardless of your position, think about squaring off your hips. So send your outer left butt cheek square behind you. That's gonna help square that pelvis. And then even if it's not physically possible, think about taking your forehead to your shin to deepen the stretch. Let's find 3 big breaths. One more breath. And then wherever you are, we're going to carefully bend into our left knee here. If your back knee is on the ground, lift that back knee off the mat. Let's plant those hands firmly, everybody, and then when you're ready, exhale to step back to downward facing dog. Find a big inhale. And a full exhale. Let's send those hips a little higher, take our baby steps to the top of the mat here. Forward fold, check out those hamstrings. You can bend and straighten those knees if you want to. We'll take 2 breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna bring those hands onto those hips. Carefully bring that torso all the way up to standing. Use those hamstrings and glutes to get there all the way up. Beautiful, good. So we're gonna do our balancing postures today, standing figure 4 to get into those hips a little bit. So, reach down for your left leg. Right knee comes up to 90, hip, knee, and ankle all at 90. And then we're gonna take that right ankle across the left thigh here to make that big figure 4 shape. So we're here. It looks like a 4, look at that. And then from here, decide if this is enough. This might be enough of a hip opener. If not, keep your hands on your hips for right now. You can start to descend those hips into chair pose. And then from here, you can keep your hands where they are. You can draw thumbs to heart center. You can reach those arms up if you want to. If you're interested in the forward fold, you can take those fingers to the ground. All options on the table. Getting into that hip girdle here with this posture. Let's take 3 breaths wherever you go. One more breath. Good, and then we're gonna root down firmly into that left foot, everybody. Let's bring that torso all the way up. We're gonna reach the arms overhead. Bring that right knee up to 90. And then we'll exhale, foot down, thumbs through, heart center, mountain pose. Beautiful, let's take it to the other side. Root down through that right foot. Left knee comes up, 90 degrees at hip, knee, and ankle. Hands on hips to get us started here, and then we're gonna cross that left ankle across that right thigh. This might be enough for you. You can stay exactly here. If you'd like to descend into that chair pose, take your hips back and down. Continue to press ankle into thigh, thigh into ankle. And then from here, you can keep your hands on your hips. You can draw your hands to heart center. You can reach arms up like chair pose, or you can take your hands all the way down onto the mat. All options are on the table. Find your breath. One more breath here, inhales and exhales. Reach down through that right foot, everybody. Torso comes up, arms reach up, bring that left knee up, inhale. And then exhale, foot down, thumbs through, heart center, Tadasana. Beautiful. Make your way back to the top of your mat if you have shifted. We'll inhale those arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Hands coming to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. And then we'll exhale to plant those hands firmly. Take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. We're going to do that little core series one more time if you want to. If you want to stay in down dog, you can stay right here. Otherwise, you'll inhale to high plank, zip up your belly. Spread your fingers wide. And then on your next inhale, knees to a hover. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees hover. Exhale, downward facing dog. Everybody full breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale that right leg towards the ceiling with square hips. Exhale to step that foot forward. We're going to come into pigeon. So walk your right foot over to the left. Drop your right shin down. Bring your back knee down here. I'll adjust my camera so you guys can see it a little bit better. All right, so make sure that your right knee is wider than your right hip. You have a straight line from your left hip to your left foot here. Good. And then we want to square off that pelvis as much as we can. Square those hips. If you need to put a blanket or a pillow or a block underneath your right butt cheek to help square, you can. And then we're going to take all possible options for this today. So you can stay here. You can fold forward if you'd like to. You can come down onto the belly. If you'd like to come into the quad stretch, which is not required, you can just give it a try if you want to. The torso will come up first. You'll bend that left knee and reach your left hand back to grab the foot. Option, this is not required. And then everybody will come back down, releasing the foot if you have it. Plant your hands firmly, tuck those back toes, lift your back knee, and then we'll take ourselves back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out, wiggle it out. Whatever time it takes you to get back there is okay, there's no rush. We'll find 2 breaths. One more breath. And then when you're ready, we'll inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step that left foot forward, walk that left foot over to the right. That shin comes down, the back knee comes down. We'll find pigeon on this side. So make sure that your left knee is wider than your left hip here. Straight line from right hip to right foot. Try to square off that pelvis as much as you can. If you have to put something under this butt cheek, you can. And then all options again, if you want to stay up here, you can stay. You can come down to forearms or down to your belly. Up to you. Find your breath. You're welcome to stay where you are. If you would like the quad stretch, we'll take it here. Optional, it's not required. You're welcome to go for it if you want, but you don't have to. If you're interested in that right quad stretch, you'll bend your right knee, reaching those right fingers back to grab onto the foot. Find your inhales. And then if you have the foot, we'll gently release that foot here. Everybody's hands root down firmly. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then we'll step ourselves back to downward facing dog. Take your time getting there. We're gonna take 3 breaths. So if you wanna move around, if you wanna find a child's pose, you can. We're gonna make our way down onto our mats here in just a second. Let's take 1 more breath. And then we'll inhale those hips a little higher. Take those little baby steps to the top of the mat here. And then we're gonna drop those hips all the way down, coming into a butterfly stretch before we lay down. So knees out wide, bottoms of your feet together. If you need to take those heels away from the torso, if this is more comfortable here, you can go here. If you want to draw in, you can draw in. Both options are great. And then regardless, we want to think about a nice, tall, dignified spine. So root down through your sit bones. Crown of the head reaches up. Shoulder blades relax down. This is a great place to stay in this butterfly stretch. If you want to fold forward, you're welcome to fold forward. If you can keep your sit bones on the ground, you can go as far as you want to, right? So you don't want that butt to come up. Let's take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. If you folded forward, bring that torso back up. And then we'll carefully close those knees like a book, extend those legs straight out front. Shake those legs out. I'm gonna turn back this way again. And then when you're ready, draw those knees back into your chest and make your way all the way onto your back. Yes. You can rock your knees side to side. You can make little circles if you want to with those knees. And then we'll come back to center. I'm just gonna cue the normal basic twist here. If you have a favorite twist, please feel free to take that. Otherwise, plant those feet firmly. Knees are bent, arms taking up as much space as you'd like to. And then let's find an inhale. Exhale those knees over to the right. So again, if there's another twist that you would like to take here, please feel free to find that. And then we'll inhale those knees back to center. And then as we exhale, we'll take those knees to the left, making the same shape over here on this side. Again, whatever twist you'd like to take today. And then let's inhale ourselves back to center. Gently drawing your knees in towards your chest, reach in between those thighs to grab onto the toes, the arches of the ankles. For happy baby, I did not ask the birthday girl what pose she wanted to do today, but I know happy baby is one of her favorites, so happy baby for the birthday girl today. Finding 3 more breaths. One more breath here. And then we'll gently bring those knees back into center. You're welcome to extend those legs up towards the sky if you'd like to. And then you can think about any other postures you would like to make today to close out your practice. Bottoms of the feet together, knees out to the side is great. You can make your way over to the wall and take legs up the wall if you'd like to. The cat is snoring. She's not interested in our yoga today. Finding those final postures that are most meaningful for you. If you're not sure where to go, you're welcome to take a twist to each side again if you'd like to. A lying butterfly stretch is great. And of course, full Shavasana is always on the table if you'd like to go there. So we have a few moments here. Take your time. Find those postures that make your body feel good here. If you've taken a twist over to one side, make sure you take that twist on the other side. And then if there's any transitional postures you'd like to take here, you're welcome to. You are certainly welcome, if you are ready, to a full Shavasana posture. Once you find that final resting posture for today's practice, take your time getting there. Once you arrive, find a full breath all the way in. And exhale into the support of the earth beneath you. Please enjoy.
Let's find a full breath all the way in. And a full breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Gently rolling the wrists and the ankles. Feel free to rock your head side to side. When you feel ready, extend those arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. And then find a big breath all the way in. As you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a great big hug. In your own time, when you are ready, you can make your way over to your favorite side in a fetal position. And we'll take a moment in this posture, as we always do, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to gently bring you up to a comfortable seat. Drawing hands together at heart center once you arrive. Eyes open or closed, here your choice. We'll close out our practice today with one more full round of breath. Let's inhale. And exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Yay, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy birthday. Happy, happy. Yay.
Thank you, Courtney. Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yay.
Courtney. It was great.
Thank you, Betty.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have this class on Friday.
It's so wonderful to have you. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Thanks, loves.